Jojo just refuses to answer my question.
Substance of his speech.
Let me ask Brian. Brian, do you agree with what Trump did about trans athletes in women's sport? Do you agree it was unfair and impacts negatively on women?
I will answer your question directly if you could give me 45 seconds to do so.
No, I just want to answer the question.
I feel like
you can't
if you're
all
born
keep doing.
a man,
you can't all keep doing pre-planned speeches about something else.
I'm answering your question directly.
Okay.
I'm answering your question directly. If you're born a man, transition to a woman, I have never believed that you should be on the same playing field as a woman. However, this is not a top 5 issue or a top 10 issue in polls around the country.
Oh, it is. It is.
No, it's not. In what poll,
it is not.
Piers? In what poll?
It is
you know what it comes under?
You know
what it comes under?
Do any of you know a trans athlete?
Jojo, you've had your chance. You didn't answer the question. I'm talking to Brian.
Do you know one?
I'm talking to Brian. The point is, Brian, it comes under this umbrella. It comes under the umbrella of common sense, what Trump calls the common sense revolution, and he says America is no longer going to be woke. That resonated, I think, third with people in America, and here's why. Because they had that one advert, you may remember, Kamala's for they, them, Donald Trump's for you. The New York Times, a liberal newspaper, said that could have moved the needle in the election by 3 points.
Okay, so Piers, let me respond to what you just said, Piers.
Hang on, Brian. Brian, here's my second clip I want to play you. This is all the Democrats wearing pink. Democrat women. Take a look at this. Oh, they're just pictures. Okay. We've got an overlay here. This is Democrat women, including trans Congresswoman Sarah McBride, wearing pink in protest at, quotes, Trump's policies which are negatively impacting women and families. Now, forgive me, Brian, but the utter, brazen, laughable double standard of wearing pink to support...
I'm going to give you a double standard.
Hang on. Let me finish. To protest at Trump policies negatively impacting women, when they all think it's fine for trans athletes to destroy the integrity of women's sport. Explain that to me.
Sure. You talk about protecting women and the gall of them to be wearing these outfits, when in half the states in this country, a woman cannot get an abortion and in some instances has to drive to another state. Geography should have no bearing over a woman's body. So if the Republicans on this panel care about women and care about women's safety, then let's talk about the fact that in some of these states, if a woman is raped or the victim of incest, she has to be forced to have that rape baby. What I want is consistency, Piers. I answered your question. I played 2 sports in college. Yes, I agree. If you're born a man, transition to a woman, I don't believe you should be competing with women. I've been very consistent on that. However, don't tell women what to do with their bodies. Don't tell women that it's okay, you should just drive to another state. If this is about protecting women, then you guys on this panel should be with me across the board and try to be consistent for once in your life when it comes to...
All right, not to mention, Brian,
no, Jojo, no. I'm going to... You don't just shout when you want to.
As the woman on this panel.
You know what? As a woman on the panel, you just chose not to answer my question. You choose not to answer my question. Brian answered my question. Therefore, he has my respect.
This is what you're talking about.
I'm going to go to Michael now.
You're talking about an adjudicated rapist who brags about
if we're talking about
pussy.
not telling women what to do with their bodies, then I would encourage you, Brian, not to tell the roughly half of women in America not to go take their bodies and drive to the polling place and vote for pro-life candidates, which is what happens. I want to clarify here. You're saying that the women on the Democrat side wore pink jackets. I'll try to clear it up for you. About half of women are pro-life.
It wasn't well said.
Put it in blunter terms so that you can understand it. But if you want to tell them what to think and what to do with their bodies, I suppose that's your prerogative.
I very much understand it, Michael.
Hold on one second. I have a question for you.
No one told them what to do or what to think. No one did that.
My question is, you're saying that the pink jackets represent the attack on women's rights, but that the only 2 issues we're talking about here are abortion. I'm sorry. I thought that was your implication, that there was an attack on women's rights.
No, I mean, maybe I need to clear things up for you, Michael, because don't put words in my mouth.
Why were they wearing pink? Why were they wearing pink?
Go really slow, Brian. Go really slow for him.
Okay, I'll be very clear to you, Michael, and I'll repeat what I just said, and maybe you can get the MAGA wax out of your ears, okay? I'll explain it to you, okay? There are a lot of women in this country that I speak to, apparently you don't, that believe Donald Trump is a threat to their rights. Now, a lot of different rights.
Which rights?
Abortion is one of them, Michael.
Abortion,
so, Michael, hang on.
Okay, that's what I said.
There are women in this country. Michael, I'm trying to clear it up for you.
Something called the SAVE Act,
Michael, I need another
right
20 seconds.
Including
I'm trying
your pro-life
to
women.
Okay.
Michael,
well,
I'm trying.
Far you've agreed
Michael,
with
hang
me.
on. Michael, I'm trying to clear it up for you, as you just said. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
I understand you're
it.
obsessed with this I understand you're obsessed with this transgender issue, but even though it probably doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I'm glad you've clarified.
He's trying to answer you.
No, you were not. You were not totally right. You're totally wrong.
Right. So I just.
You're not letting me even answer your question. You keep interrupting me.
No one can hear. If you talk over each other, nobody hears any of you. So,
let me finish, Michael.
Brian, finish your point, then Michael, you respond.
The point I was trying to make is that if the idea with transgenders and women's sports is about women's safety, which I do tend to agree with, then you should also agree with the fact that women in this country, some of whom are raped or victims of incest, are forced to have that baby. If you care about women's rights and women's safety, then let's do it across the board, Michael. Did I clear that up for you, Michael?
All right, Michael.
You cleared up that what I said was right. So I guess my question then is, if the pink represents the Democrats' advocacy of abortion and transgenderism in children, then what you're saying is that women's rights to Democrats are the right to kill their own children and to castrate the ones who survive.
Is that
right? Do I have that right?
To kill their own children.
That's your. Don't even answer that.
That's what abortion is.
No, hold on. I'll answer it. That's your definition
it wasn't a question,
of
it was a
what
statement,
a legal abortion
you can answer
is.
If you like.
Okay?
But you let
and
those kids grow up and get killed in a school
statement.
shooting, right?